Hi guys, we are moving on to a new unit because we're getting a little bit low on time, so we're not going to have like a quote assessment of our last unit. But so our next unit is called Sequences and Series, and oddly enough, the first section, 9.1, is called Sequences and Series, but I promise you the other sections are also about sequences and series. There's only 3 other sections, so kind of a short unit. All right, let's get to it here. So what is a sequence? So a sequence, again, I have my notes all written out for you here. Collection ordered so that it has a first, second, and third term, etc. It's a function whose domain is the set of positive integers. So f of 1, we write as a sub 1, f of 2, a sub 2, etc., etc. Instead of writing f sub 1, you're going to be writing this a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub n. So an infinite sequence is just what it sounds. Again, a function whose domain is the set of positive integers. It's a sequence that's infinite, so it continues on forever. The function values are called the terms of the sequence, a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub n. If the domain of the function consists of the first n positive integers, then the sequence is finite, meaning that it's going to end, just what you know finite means. So what do these problems look like? So number 1, these pretty straightforward. Write the first 4 terms of the following sequences. Maybe it was overkill to do 3 examples, but here we go. So what do I want the first 4 terms? So a sub 1, I'm literally putting 1 into that equation there, and I'm going to get 7. A sub 2, I'm going to get 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9. A sub 3, we're going to have 2 times 3, and then plus 5 is 11. And then a sub 4 is going to give you 8 plus 5, which is 13. Those are your answers. For part B, same difference here. So b sub 1 is going to be 3 to the power of 1 minus 1, which is going to be just 1. B sub 2, so it's going to be 3 to the power of 1, which is 3. B sub 3 is going to be 3 squared, which is 9. And b sub 4 is 3 to the third, which is 27. All right, I'm probably sick of this, but I'm going to do the last one anyway. So c sub 1 is going to be negative 1, quantity negative 1 to the first, divided by, we'll get 2, so it'll be negative 1/2. C sub 2 will give us 1/5. I'll just do it out. C sub 3, negative 1 to the third, divided by 10, so that's negative 1/10. And then c sub 4 is going to give you 1/17. Okay. So you can do these on your calculator. Let me grab mine just to show you this, because again, next year when you take calculus, it will be expected that you know some of this. So I wrote out little notes to myself for you guys, but I'll take a picture of that after. All right, so really quick, for sequences on your calculator, you're going to go to mode. You want to put it in sequence, so all the way over here. And then you want to make sure dot right here is selected. Okay, so when you go to y equals, I'm going to clear this out. It's going to look like this. I apologize for the big dot on my calculator. It's probably for my kids dropping this, and it's a TI-83 plus, so it's pretty old. So one that I'd like to look at is C from 1c, which we just had here, which was c sub n equals negative 1 to the n, just to show you how this works and how you put it into the calculator. So there's the sequence we're going to look at. So come on here and focus. So your n min, that's just going to be 1. That's the first value of our subscript. And then u sub n is the equation of your sequence. So I'm going to have negative 1. I'm going to put that in parentheses to the power of, I might as well throw the n in as well. And then divide by, I used parentheses to open my denominator. N squared plus 1. Close it. Your u min, un min, you can just evaluate that at 1. I believe you can also just leave it blank. I'm going to leave it blank and see what happens. And so I am going to screw up my window a little bit because I was playing with this before and I want to show you what you might see. Okay, so depending on what your window is, come on, please focus. Okay, I don't feel like I have a very good view. I see some dots here and here, but I don't have a really good view of what's going on. So I'm going to go back to my window. My n min is 1, my n max is 10, that's good. Plot start and step at 1, that's good. But my x min, I don't really need to start at negative 10. All right, I'm going to change that to, I could even just change that to 0 to start on the y-axis there. And x max is 10, my scale's 1, and then again I kind of focused on my y min and max based off of the values, the output values I know that I'm getting here. So let's see if this helped at all. Yep, and so then I can actually trace to these values, right? So if I hit trace, and if this thing wasn't blurry, okay, so see it tells me n equals 1. When I'm at 1, I get negative a half, which is what we got. And then if I hit to the, okay, I thought it would do that. To the right, when n is 2, we got 0.2, which is 1/5. Hit to the right again. When n was 3, I love this. Okay, I got negative 0.1, which was negative 1/10. And you can just see how this goes on and on. But again, this is just another tool to keep in your toolbox about how to graph these. I'm going to pause this and pick up with the next video in a minute.